What is up, guys? Talking with Tonka, episode 25, during the day edition. I have a special guest from Tampa, Florida, in the St. Pete area. 5-day forecast. I felt like I had to do that.
That was a fantastic intro, and I love the voice. Thank you for that.
Sorry, I thought I had to make like a Anchorman kind of thing. And then special guest, co-host. Which name should I go with? Curdy McCurdy, Kurt Gibson. How's that?
3-Pete, because I've been here 3 times.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, wow. 3-Pete.
Yeah, I
like
did
that.
The original with just me and you.
Yeah.
The second one with Nate, and now with my buddy 5-Day.
Yeah, but co-host, though.
Oh, yeah.
So
Well, that's
twice.
true. Yeah. Okay. All right.
All right. Come on.
Nobody will miss.
Yeah. No, it's funny. It's like, I get more comfortable with a co-host. So like last night, I recorded episode 24. I had Sev 1 on. I've known Sev for years. So I figured it's nice to have a co-host because I know a lot about him.
Got it.
Right? But the co-host might not. So he might bring up a question that I already knew the answer to, but the audience might not.
That
you know what I mean?
makes
Stuff
sense.
like that. So
Good idea.
with 5-day, I think you met him a little bit before me, and then I met him after you at Smooth's St. Patty's Day thing?
Yeah.
Was it a St. Patty's Day thing?
That's correct. Back in March.
Yeah, so that was the first time I met him, so you might know something about him that I don't know. So
I was going to say, do you remember when we first met?
I think it was we swiped right on each other or something like that.
it's DJ Tinder. It's DJ Tinder.
No, I don't quite recall. I think it was just our networks crossed paths.
That makes
and we
sense,
just kind of organically started talking.
Yeah. See, I love that about the DJ community. It's like if you cross paths and then something just clicks with people. You know what I mean? Whether it be sports, music, obviously, and see-through shirts.
How about that? I'm wearing my mom's quilt today, ladies and gentlemen.
He got called Tiger King last night because he was wearing a striped shirt. Yeah, it was great. It looked like a nice shirt too. I don't know why everybody's making fun of him.
Man. I was saying these girls in Philly, they just don't have the style. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So I was one thing I do want to touch on with you is your style. So we'll talk about that too. But first, let's talk about you as a person. What brought you into music? Were you in music your whole life?
Yeah, man. My whole life growing up, like my dad had like records in his bedroom, basically the whole 9 yards, like literally wall to wall of records. Every morning we would wake up like in the morning, Saturday morning, Sunday morning, and there would be records on the turntables playing. And
wow.
Yeah, dude. Oldies 98, always on the radio. B101, if you guys remember these radio stations back in the Philly.
Yeah.
I don't even know if they're still around.
No,
but
101 is.
Yeah.
Yeah, B101. They're the first one that do the Christmas music.
That makes sense.
Dude.
That's
year.
actually how I think of them now.
B101.
Yeah.
The Christmas
Delilah.
Yeah, just because my family is like by November, they're just like turning it on naturally. Yeah.
I know people like that. And it's like, God, it's not here yet. It's not even Thanksgiving.
God, dude. But yeah, so I mean, music's always in my life, and I just love music, man. It's always been my escape, and I think I remember the first ever cassette tape I got. I'm aging myself now at this point, but Phil Collins.
Ooh,
damn,
good cassette.
Yeah, dude. Whatever the album was that had the "In the Air Tonight" on or whatever.
Hey.
So
I'm not good with his discography, but
yeah, dude.
I have it's somewhere in this room actually. It's a Michael Jackson. There's a manager at the old Mad River in Manayunk, John Datella, he was a big record store guy, and he came across a Michael Jackson Thriller cassette tape, and he bought it for me. And I have it in this room somewhere. I don't know where it is. But that's one thing that I think if I come across it at a garage sale, and if it's like a band or a group that I liked, I'm definitely going to buy the cassette, even though I don't have a cassette player. I just think it'd be cool to have. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's like, do you have anything like that, Kurt, where it's like you need to buy it?
So,
besides DJ equipment?
I was born in '90. I was going to go back to my discography.
Yeah.
I only bought 2 cassettes, and this was like at the time where CDs were like really predominant, and now it would be the equivalent of like trying to buy a CD now. But now you can download everything, whereas before you had to purchase it. The first one I bought was the '93 album of Eminem, the one before the Marshall Mathers LP in 2001.
Wow.
And then the second and last one that I ever bought was the year that Papa Roach came out with Last Resort. Yeah.
Wow.
And that was the only 2 that I ever bought. After that, it was just all
This
CD.
might be a dumb question. Do they still sell CDs?
Yeah, they do. I only know that because I go to Target, God knows how often, and they still sell CDs. They still sell vinyl records. They still press like really popular. I think they have to be a certain. I don't know if it's whether they're with a certain. I was going to say record pool, but a certain label or whatever it might be. But you could still find like a really popular record.
I notice sometimes they put out like Biggie albums and stuff. Still
you get what
on.
I'm saying?
Yeah. Like who does that? American. American Outfitters. Is that what it's called?
Yeah. Well, again, it still happens at Target.
It's in the mall. They do.
I'm not sponsored by them, by the way. I just keep
Target.
Yeah.
Target.
I'm going to get 40 ads for them now.
Yeah. No, right. We're all going to get targeted ads on Instagram now for Target.
Yep.
So let's dive into you as a person. You were originally from here, right?
Yeah, born and raised in Mayfair, which
nice.
Nope.
Don't really have pride in saying that anymore these days, but
probably did when it was.
But I did when it was. But it was.
I did an event with the mayor of Mayfair. Remember that video that was circling around where the guy was like, "Oh, the Eagles took an L, the Phillies took an L, and now 95 took an L."
Oh, dude!
Yeah, that
kid. You had the DJ during that day.
Well,
he said that.
No, he came to Wicked Wolf, and he was like the guest.
Oh, okay.
All right, host.
Cool. I was gonna say, what a downer to say right before you start playing.
I know.
you're like, all right,
now Talk is gonna take an L.
Yeah, man. So I mean, we basically lived that row home life in Mayfair for I think until like third grade, and then my parents did the traditional move to the suburbs move. So moved up to Willow Grove and basically lived there my whole life after third grade. So, but you know, I mean, once you're born and raised in Philly, you're always a Philly boy to the
I'm the same way. I was born in 83, lived in Port Richmond, Gall, and Westmoreland. And my dad had one of those vans with like the TV and the VCR in it, the conversion vans. Wow. And the back laid out as a bed and shit. 'Cause we did a lot of like road trips. We had a mountain house growing up, shore house. So we always like were on these long trips. And it got stolen 3 times. The third time, my dad put our house up for sale. He got it back each time, but it was just like
that's the wildest part of the whole story. Is that
how'd you got it back?
Yeah, he got it back all 3 times, and the only thing they took were like the TV and the VCR and stuff. Like, did you really need a TV and VCR? Like a 6-inch TV that bad? Like, it was literally so small. We hooked up a Nintendo and all to it though. It was cool, but and so we moved from there in '91 to Croydon, which is up in Bucks County. Yeah. So like it's kind of the same thing. Yeah. I know you guys probably didn't have any crime, but like in Port Richmond, it was kind of a bit of a crime thing. There was some crime.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Yeah. Do you have any stories like that where you're like?
I was born and raised in South Philly. I moved. We were like, hey, listen, there's a house open across the street. We could buy that one.
Oh my god!
Did you literally move across the street?
I did, and when I was born, so I was born actually 3 doors from 10th and Arkin, which is hilarious because we go there constantly.
All the time. Yeah.
Before it used to be called the Knicks, and it was run by a gentleman named Dom. And Tankies used to be. Oh god, it's going to drive me nuts. Everyone's going to yell at me if they hear this from South Philly. But the place that like where that bar is, like that was the obvious place to get cheesesteaks, right? And Phil's still existed because my grandmother lived on 21st and past.
Yeah, that's been around for a minute.
So we moved from 10th and Arkin to 12th and Arkin, and then across the street to 12th and Arkin again.
Oh my gosh!
And then I moved I think I moved. You remember when I moved up here for a year?
Yeah,
and I moved to Fishtown for a year, but I ended up going back towards South Philadelphia. So you either get stuck here or you do it there. Yeah,
I'm glad Smooth's back.
Yeah,
Smooth's back now. He's back in the Yunk.
I just moved back to South Philly and just in a new place.
Yeah, your house looks bigger now.
Thanks. Yeah, it's we got really lucky with all of that. So I gained a bathroom, a bedroom, a finished basement.
You renting or?
Yeah, we're still renting, but that's just because we want to get in a better neighborhood for the kids, be able to do a turnaround like that instead of having to. Yeah. When you buy a house, all the background information that really needs to be done. So we were like, all right, let's just get in a good area for the kids to set the third, and then when we want to purchase, we'll probably be able to better depict where we want to go.
Yeah, that's smart. So, you're doing it right. You're doing it right
as best as you can.
And renting sometimes can work out. Like I was renting this place for 7 years, and I bought it. So I was like,
rent to buy, baby.
Yeah, I love it.
I have a room now to do a podcast, so we'll talk about that. We'll talk about that.
Curdy coming in hot.
It's happened I said I was going to do it like 3 times, and it's 2023. Still don't have one.
Yeah. Well, this platform's always here if you want to use it.
Appreciate that.
Talking with Tonka is actually doing pretty well.
Yeah.
I'm 25 episodes in and still doing it. So
there you go. It's got to be doing well.
So I keep shouting out Celsius, Liquid Death, and
whoever serves
water.
milk.
The gallon jug. Yeah.
So, what made you pick up and move to Florida? We're talking a 5-day. I don't do video, so
yeah, man. So honestly, I went to college down there at University of South Florida. Shout USF.
Oh, you did? Yeah, that's where Griselle went. She went to USF.
Okay, yeah. Love USF, man. And like when I grew up, I always loved going to Florida. And honestly, what stuck with me is every time we go to Disney and stuff, I always remember getting on the plane as a 5-year-old, 6-year-old, and getting crying getting on the plane. It stuck with me the vibe of being down there. Yeah. It always just felt good, you know. And that literally stuck with me my whole life, dude. And then when I went to college, I got lucky and got a scholarship to go to USF.
For what?
Information systems, dude.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm an IT guy, bro.
There you go.
Love that.
Yeah,
I'm an IT guy.
Oh, hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah.
I'm not an IT guy.
Yeah. Kurt's a golfer.
Yeah, he's a golfer. Yeah. So yeah, man, I got blessed with a scholarship. I visited. I fell in love. I'm a lacrosse player, and they had a little lacrosse like club program going on. And they talked me into doing that whole thing, and then basically like came back up here for a few years. Lived in like King of Prussia, Wayne area, and then just me and the wifey were like, do you want to go back to Florida? And they're like, let's go. And there we are. Yeah.
So you didn't get on the Philadelphia Wings and you were like, I'm moving to Florida.
Bro. No. Dude, honestly, dude, like I know this sounds crazy, but you guys have probably heard of like the sun disorder, whatever it's called, like where you like get depressed when the sun's not out. Like in the fall here, man, like when it's always so dark, bro, like it would honestly depress me when I would get out of bed and it would just be pitch black. Like in Florida, every morning you wake up, the sun is beating through your window, and it just like gives you life.
I think there's probably some truth to that, because especially in the wintertime, I feel like everyone just like kind of goes into hibernation mode.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
We eat worse. We don't, pay attention to like what we're doing.
We call that something here. Oh God, it's
depression.
It's like seasonal depression.
Yeah,
seasonal depression. Yeah. So, where are you from in Florida?
So I live in St. Pete.
I know I said Tampa. It's St. Pete.
Oh yeah. But. So everyone, it's like Tampa Bay, but the problem is, this, Kirk, because you've been down, but like Tampa and St. Pete are separated by a bridge called the Howard Franklin, and it's probably like I don't know, man, maybe like 6-7 mile bridge.
Damn.
But people act like it's literally like the longest bridge in the history of the world. It's like a 20-minute ride, but people from
you could break down on that thing. It sounds like a death trap.
You could. It literally says, "Do not run out of gas on this bridge." yeah, dude. But the Tampa people never like want to cross the bridge, and the same people never want to cross the bridge. But what's also cool about Tampa, and you've seen this, is that Tampa and St. Pete are such different markets in how you approach the audience, the crowd, the programming. It's literally, you have like a beach town, like high energy party rocking, and then Tampa is definitely more diverse and hip hop culture and all that. So
nice.
It's pretty cool because I'm never really playing the same sets in St. Pete that I'm playing in Tampa.
I love that.
Yeah.
Because we deal with that in some aspects, like playing down the shore now and then composed to Philly. Like I really can't say Whitebriar because I feel like that's like Wicked Wolf of the shore.
It's like and all these places kind of change, right? Like as time goes on, it's like music changes with the people, what they like, what we don't like, what we do like, or whatever it might be. But
I played a lot of songs I don't like.
Amen to that, dude. We all do, bro. Yeah.
So let's just touch on that. Is there one song that you hate playing because you hate it, but you play it because you have to?
Oh my gosh, dude. Probably Morgan Wallen right now, because I absolutely despise country music. Like, out of everything I play, that's the only.
Do you despise like what Vavo and all are doing to country music?
Dude, it's, I try and give it a little bit of I'm trying to give it some leeway and trying to give it some love, but like
house EDM, country EDM is like becoming a thing now.
EDM is what they call it.
What is it?
EDM. Like
Stop it. Stop.
Is that really what it's called?
I swear to God. Shout out to JJ's. They're doing the rodeo disco now. They're at least trying to party. I mean, listen, I'm not as big of a fan as you used to say, because I feel like country music's always been that thing where everyone's like, we either absolutely love it or completely
hate it.
I'm not about it.
Hate it, dude.
I think I'm a little bit more open-minded now as I was, but I think he's right. Like Morgan Wallen's just a little played out at this point.
Yeah.
But still, even this past weekend, I played it where I was like, I know I'm going to have to.
I play Scooter's We Found Love, Morgan Wallen.
There you go. I got like 50 edits to it. I'm like almost like, oh my God, are we going to get over this? And it just is what it is. I think it's unfortunate to even say that's probably the song. It could potentially be Song of the Year at this point, because it's been over 3 or 4 months now that we've been playing it. Yeah.
So you get a lot of that down there in Florida?
Yeah, dude. There's a lot of country people, but that's what I don't like about the song. That's why I don't like playing it, because you never know if you have a country crowd that night or not. So there's some nights you play and the crowd just goes insane. They're like, last night. And then you have other crowds who are just like, nah, we don't want this. And I'm just like, all right, I'm out of here. Thank you, guys.
Just from being there, I think St. Pete's is probably a place you could probably get away with it, whereas Tampa was like, I noticed they liked hip-hop a little bit more. But I didn't know that going in.
Right.
So, like, he gave me a pretty good description of what to do, but once you know how it is.
Yeah.
Once you get there, you kind of understand, like, what needs to be done once you're kind of.
So I see you're going to Vegas.
Yeah, man.
You excited?
Congrats, dude.
Thank you, guys.
No problem.
You guys.
Very happy for you.
Yeah, man. So excited. And shout out to Josh Bliss. Shout out to DeVille for really plugging me in on that. Really excited to be out there with DeVille. I mean, shout out to him. One of the guys that I've gotten super close with in the last couple of years, and not just on the music stuff, on a personal level. We talk, like, that's what's important to me when I meet with guys like yourselves. Like, being able to talk outside of music, you know what I mean? Like it doesn't always have to be about DJing or a crowd or music. Like, like DJs don't do enough of how's life? How's your stuff at home, bro? Like you never really get those questions.
Like and we talk music stuff, but you usually send me like when you're listening to pop punk stuff.
Exactly. Yeah.
So let's talk. So you said you went to UCF on a lacrosse scholarship.
No, USF.
USF. Sorry.
Easy, man. That's our biggest rival, bro.
Sorry, my bad. You guys in these abbreviations, there's like 15 Florida schools. So, were you that good in high school where they were like, hey, we need to get this guy from Pennsylvania?
I wish, man. So it wasn't a lacrosse scholarship. It was actually, the irony of this whole thing was I was at Manor College in Jenkintown. I don't know if you guys know what this is.
I actually know that school.
And I was somehow valedictorian there. I don't know how it happened, but I guess I was one of those people that when I left, I was really crappy in high school, dude. I went to Cardinal Doherty, which doesn't even exist anymore, but I was a terrible student. Didn't feel like getting high grades, just didn't care, right? And then as soon as I got to college and JUCO, I just turned it on because I realized this is where you're gonna make your money in life. So I just had a great couple year run there, got valedictorian, and then I got a lot of scholarship offers for information systems.
So that's what it was. Yeah. Okay, I remember you said it, but I couldn't.
Yeah, dude.
I couldn't.
Lacrosse was just the cherry on top, man.
I got blurred by the lacrosse thing.
Yeah, I'm writing that in his birthday card, valedictorian.
Valedictorian. Jesus,
valedictorian in my phone.
Yeah. The Tiger King valedictorian.
Dude. Oh my god.
You get a lot of great nicknames. I don't feel like anything is really negative towards you.
Yeah, man. I'll take it, bro. I'll take it. Man.
So where does 5Day come from?
Yeah, man. So it was a college joke. So what happened is when I was in college, I used to always DJ the college parties at USF, and basically what would happen is my boys would text me the day of. I would get 6-7 texts yo, Joe, what are you playing tonight? What kind of music you gonna play? What song you gonna play? And I used to always respond with depends on the 5-day forecast. And then one day, one of my best friends, he's like, dude, you should actually make that your DJ name. And I was like, dude, that actually sounds fire. DJ 5-day forecast. And here we are today, 6 years later. So that was the origination of
that's dope. So we all Kurt uses kind of his name. So how did your thing?
Well, what I was gonna say is, if in my opinion, I think if a good DJ name sticks, regardless of what it kind of sounds like I just call 5Day. Yeah, right. I don't say Joe at all. I call you Tonka all the time. If I really need to cut through the thing, I'll call you Eric. But even at that, you'll call me. There are a lot of people who have been calling me my DJ name over my name, even though it's easier just to say my name.
Yeah, because it's only 4 letters.
That's all it really is. But I think most of the time, everyone just tends to chop what it is, and again, I hate to bring up my party, but no one calls it Poor Decision. They just call it Poor now. So I feel like everything that's been...
They already abbreviated.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like anything that's been, I wouldn't say kind of cool, but anything that kind of works, I've noticed, just gets abbreviated to say it really quickly. So I think a lot of people just end up calling my name because it's easier to just say that. But again, I see 5 days.
See, I didn't even know his real name until I asked him. I think I knew it was Joe. Yeah, because of your Instagram.
That's how you know your DJ name's working.
Yeah. It's unique too. Yeah. It's long as fuck. So people remember it because they're what is this long ass name I'm looking at? Because I used to when I was working at Dusk, they changed my name from Tonka to Eric Vanderslice, not DJ, just my government name.
Oh wow!
And no one wanted to put it on a flyer because it was so long.
Yeah,
Shenanigans would put DJ Vanderslice on the sign, and it literally took up the whole entire sign. Jesus, right? So my last name is 11 letters, so it's adding another 4 and then DJ in front of that was awful. The first time I DJ'd in Vegas, Dre's wouldn't put it on the flyer. Because the hip hop club, they're like, you sound like a rich white kid. I was like, well, I'm poor as fuck, but I am white. I'm not rich by any means. Yeah. So, Direct, my buddy out there, he went to Victor Dre's because he's the one that we were all in the booth together. He goes, would you book a guy named Tonka? And he goes, fuck yeah, that sounds dope. But he's like, that sounds like a guy I would book. Wow. He's like, well, that used to be his name. And he's like, we'll change it back and we'll bring you back. I changed it back. He brought me back.
Perfect. You never hear that. I remember us having that conversation. Yeah. I was like, dude, get it redone. Do it. You know what I mean? Everyone has that kind of back and forth, I feel like. You know what I mean? Is this working? Is it not? It's just constant change of trying to make sure that you're, I wouldn't say appeasing people, but am I catching attention? That's really, you know what I mean? And you have to think of those things because it's not something that you think of when you go to change your DJ name. You're like, well, oh, you don't like my name? Sorry. I don't know what you want to say.
Sorry, you don't like my government name? Come on, bro. But it was kind of memorable because people were like, this is a long name. Yeah. What is this? And then it was easier for people to find me too because it's literally everywhere. You know what I mean? So is that hard for you like with your Instagram, like people finding you because your name is so long?
Yeah, I mean, for me, like what I try to do with the logo is minimize it so that it doesn't take up like the whole flyer. So if you see my logo, it's just day over forecast, so it's not really a big thing. So the logo is important to me, but no, man, like actually, it's probably easier because it's such a unique name, and like if you heard somebody in the club say like some meteorologist stuff like 5 Day Forecast, you're gonna remember that, bro. Like, this guy's a freaking forecaster. What the hell is
this?
Have
you done a promo like with you? Like,
dude.
Yo, you should do that with your schedule.
I keep. This is like I got like 4 DMs in the last like month about this. Like literally,
sorry, I didn't mean to.
No, literally, like, yo, you should do like a forecast with the like breakdown of your weekend. And I'm like, I did do that like when I first started in Philly, and it was so corny, bro. And I was like, how can I make this not corny? You know what I mean?
Well, it sounds like a good way to market yourself, to be honest.
I know.
Corny sells, man.
Corny does sell. I mean,
I'm a fucking Tonka truck, for Christ's sake.
I know, dude. I love that, though. I love that, bro. But yeah, I mean, for me, dude, what I like about the 5 Day Forecast name is that since I also am a producer as well, I can take the DJ off and just be 5 Day Forecast, and it works really well with like Spotify and Apple Music. Yeah. And it's like, it's tough because
they're probably the only one.
Yeah.
There's a house producer Tonka in Germany. There's a DJ Tonka in New York that's on a radio station that people get me confused with. But when I was Eric Vanderslice, there's an Eric Vanderslice in Lancaster that makes hip hop beats that's really popular in the hip hop community, and he would bash me for saying I had a fake name.
That's hilarious.
No way.
That I was copying him.
That's great.
I sent him a picture of my ID. I'm like, you're not the only Eric Vanderslice.
This is my social security number.
People,
send that.
People were hitting him up to get in free to parks, thinking it was me.
That's
and
hilarious.
He would be bashing me, and the people would send me screenshots.
Probably just mad, like just
I'm like, bro, it's the same that we should have collaborated and did something dope.
Mm-hmm. What are you gonna call it, Eric and Eric?
Yeah, Dumb and Dumber.
Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah, Amish Outlaws. I was gonna say, but because I never mind.
This is probably silly, but did you have to fight yourself with the number or the letter 5? Ooh. Like, is that like a thing, or is that just like I didn't even think about that?
No, I really didn't even think about it, to be honest with you, man. Curious. Yeah, I mean, I thought like I think originally I was like 5DF, which was the worst, and I literally had a logo that was just lightning bolts with 5DF, and I'm like, what am I thinking with this? I was DJ 5DF,
and then an FDF.
Yeah. Dude, if you saw my first like,
you made the 5 look like a D,
bro. Dude.
Not to down to. I think you were probably just trying to really develop like the thing. And look where you're at now. You know what I mean? Like it's everybody like really, at least within our community, definitely talks highly of like St. Petersburg and Florida.
Yeah.
And I don't think that we really brought that up until you came around.
Yeah.
So I think you know what I mean. The impact that you've had on Philadelphia while you were away or coming back or flying back and forth has definitely been, I would say, at least in a positive manner. And now you're working back here somewhat regularly, right?
Yeah, bro, it's crazy. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I would say I had a little sour taste in my mouth when I left here because I just like didn't feel like I was getting like the love and respect that I did. That I was grinding so hard, man.
Yeah.
Like, I will say, like, shout out to DJ Royale, Jordan. I learned a lot from him, man. A lot. Like I used to walk around with him and open for him everywhere, man. Like all his spots down, U-Bahn, Marathon for Sips. Used to do it used to park and.
How did I never meet you before?
Yeah, I don't know. It's crazy, man. I used to go there like every Wednesday for a couple of years, man. When he ran that.
When did you go down to Florida? What year?
Yeah, we're gonna.
I went to Florida. I think it was 4 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe that's just our fault.
Well, no, 4 years ago was the year before COVID.
Yeah.
But even
so, like,
all right, I'll ignore that. Yeah.
Well, no, I'm just saying because like the COVID year, and then it's like you kind of everybody forgot everything. So it's like, what's Royale doing now?
Dude, I don't even know, man. Like, you know,
you stay in touch with them?
No, not really. So that's the thing is like, you know what, not to put anyone out, but like what kind of upset me was when I left, like all those guys kind of like unfollowed me on Instagram and like. It was weird, man. Like I went to Scratch DJ Academy in Philly.
Yeah.
So I learned under.
That's how you met, like Sat and Pearson.
Sat, Pearson, Royale, Jaber, all those guys. Yeah, it was weird, man. Like I moved and like everyone kind of unfollowed me on Instagram, and I saw it one day, and it kind of like hurt. It kind of hurt my feelings a little bit, and that kind of motivated me a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know what their reasoning was or whatnot. I was like a young, annoying kid then, so maybe I was just a lot.
How old are you?
I'm now 35.
You're not that young.
Yeah, no, but I'm saying back then in the Scratch DJ Academy world.
How old are you, Kurt?
I'm 32. I'll be 33 at the end of the year.
So you're the youngest one in the room.
Damn.
It's not very often anymore.
Right? Oh my God.
Not very often anymore.
So that sucks, man. I've been in that situation though. Yeah. It's funny how that works.
Yeah,
people, they support you when you're around, and when you're not around, it's like, see you later.
The way that I see that, though, is that I see, look at the well, I don't want to say the damage, but look at the impact you've had in the last 4 years. Yeah. You know what I mean? And
make sure if they come back around, that into your, that, oh, I see you're doing all these big things in Tampa, blah, 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 blah.
I know, bro.
Don't even respond. Leave them on red.
I know.
That'd be the biggest fuck you can give to those people.
Yeah, it was always weird to me, man. Like, cause I had very, very deep, meaningful relationships with these dudes, like on a personal level, and I really just don't know what happened. I don't really understand why. I mean, I also like what I always thought about was I have a day job too.
Oh, you do?
Yeah. So, and I brought that up at Scratch, and I don't know if that. I feel like when I first brought that up, it was kind of like,
oh, you're doing this for it's a hobby.
Yeah,
fun.
Exactly. Like
I had a day job for a long time. It was part time, and then I went to a full time one. But
okay.
I don't anymore. But I did. So I don't hate on you for that. You just like money.
I don't think that if I'm being honest and just use my like everything, it was really tough. At least when I was trying to come in, just to meet some of these people. Like you know, some of them my really good friends. That being an example, just didn't want to really associate or like talk. You know, they're just younger guys or whatever it might be, and I can't speak obviously for the half of whatever happened, but maybe like I said, they just thought, okay, well now he's probably gone or whatever it might be. But in reality, you use that as, I just love that you used it as fuel to the fire. Absolutely. You know what I mean? And you're able to really create something out of it. So obviously not speaking any ill will of anybody, but I've had similar stories. So I know how you feel. You're just kind of confused about it. You don't know why somebody would be kind of in a negative perspective about it. But I think if you just continue to focus on what you're doing, which it seems like you're already really doing, it's, you know, just you're going up from here, dog. You got, you know, I don't know if you want to talk about your party, but you'd be able to organically bring that up. But like, you know, tell them about the different things that you're doing now instead of like what had already previously happened.
Yeah, man, I agree. And I think like one of my biggest downfalls as a human is I tend to always worry about what people are thinking about me. And I probably overthink that a lot. You know, I'm one of those guys when I'm playing basketball, if I miss like 10 shots in a row, like don't give me the ball. Yeah. But if I make 10 shots in a row, you know,
I need that ball.
I need
that
ball.
Rock. Give me a rock.
So you know, and it's tough to do that in this industry, man, because so many people.
I get it, dude.
You know,
trust me. A lot of people hate me, and I have no idea why.
Isn't that crazy? Like in this industry, I literally have some people. Like that's one thing where I'll say I've pivoted over the last few years is like, there's no reason for me to have drama with anybody. I get along with everybody. Yeah. Like I just want to be friends with everybody. Of course, not everyone's gonna like you for that, but there's people in Tampa that have never met me, and other people tell me this guy's talking shit on you. And I'm like, bro, I've never even met this dude. Like, what did I do for you to talk shit on me?
Welcome to my life.
I think you're doing something right if that's what people.
Yeah, thanks. That's what they say. That's what they say.
No, but I've always anybody that I've always somewhat look up to doesn't really always willing to always give advice or whatever that might be. Anybody that I've heard saying something negative, you know, maybe I just heard it on the internet or whatever, but they were just saying that like, you know, anybody that's like doing less than you was never going to speak highly of you. They're going to speak negatively of you.
They have to.
That just is what it is. But, you know, I just try and keep a positive mindset, just focus on it. I think we were talking about that on the way here. It's just trying to focus on like what I got going. I think that was with Aaron, but focus on what I got going on. You still have to pay attention to the street, understand who's where, what's going on, but it's the older I get, man, the less and less I really want to.
Curdy dropping knowledge.
I don't know.
Look at that,
I think
what's in that coffee cup?
Young Aristotle.
Cream and sugar.
That's it. It's just milk.
Yeah, it's just
milk and but you ever see that Office episode? He's like, wait, is this milk and sugar?
Dude. Young Aristotle.
Yeah.
Dude. I love it.
Oh, God.
That's why I love about having a co-host, because he can have a question that I wouldn't even have thought of. Which is great.
All right, let's keep it back to 5.
Let's
keep it back.
You chill out, Dr. Kurt. That's your new name, Dr. Curdy over there.
I don't want to be no Dr. Phil or anything.
Yeah, what's your day job?
So I work for Microsoft.
What?
Yeah, I know.
And you use a Mac computer?
Awesome. Wow, it's gonna. I use a PC.
Oh, that's right. You do.
Dude,
you use like an Alienware.
Yeah, Alienware. Yeah,
I bet you have no problems.
No, never. It's the most specced out, insane.
That's why you need to be an IT guy before you start.
Dude, that thing has seen champagne. It's seen like tequila bottles, and somehow just like a champ, bro.
God
just keeps
bless him,
going,
yeah.
man.
Better knock on this table.
Yeah, I know. Like this weekend, I'm screwed, dude.
Yeah.
Do you find it being a challenge, like if you have to play on a Mac or anything like that, or is it just you know what I mean? It's not like hard to get around, but I guess maybe you just have your preference, or like you just notice that the Windows one works better, or like, you know, if you want to give any background, because I feel like there was a point, like I'm obviously all Mac, that I was like, man, what is you know how many problems we have in the summertime or whatever it is. I made it a seriously consideration, like switching everything over just because. And having two IT guys here, and maybe for other DJs, they might be like,
going from him to Mac is a lot easier going from Mac to PC, in my opinion.
Gotcha. I mean, maybe you have more insight on that.
Yeah, when I was working for Mac, like I worked also in a school where we had both platforms. It was tough. I would run boot camp on Windows computers.
Wow.
Dude. Yeah, just because I hated working on Windows that much.
Dude, wow. No, for me, it's very, very simple. They pay my bills.
Yeah.
So nothing wrong with that. Yeah.
What do you do for Microsoft?
So I'm a director for global customer success. So basically, I lead a team of like 23 people working for the biggest 145 companies in the world, basically.
What? Do they know you, DJ?
Yeah, you know, that's a great question, right?
They might now.
So my old team, from like a couple months ago, I got moved to this new team. They knew, and it was always like a running kind of joke. Like, you know, they would always act like I'm the cool guy in the room. You know what I mean?
That's
like,
cool.
But this new team, I've like hinted at it, but I haven't brought it out. I feel like I gotta bring it in slowly but surely.
Yeah, someone's gonna go to Crafty and be like, "What the?"
Yeah, but listen, if the Goldman Sachs CEO can DJ. You know, I can DJ work.
He DJs?
Yeah, literally, I DM'd him actually because I saw he was at Lollapalooza. He was going to be at Lollapalooza. David Solomon's his name. Solomon Music is his Instagram.
That's pretty awesome.
So I DM'd him because I did this whole paragraph of like, dude, I understand what you're going through about like, because there was an article about how people hate on him for DJing. And I just sent this whole Instagram thing. He actually responded. I was surprised by that.
That's awesome.
Wow.
Yeah, he's like, keep going, Joe. And like, you know, let the haters hate and stuff like that. Goldman Sachs CEO, dude.
That's
awesome.
Crazy.
That's a great, like, oh man, you should do like a Windows Goldman Sachs.
Dude, that'd be great. Bro.
So this is actually a good segue because I want you to tell people it is possible to do both.
Yes.
Oh, totally possible. It is really a balance, man. And if you like, you know, I make fun of DJ Smooth. Shout out DJ Smooth because he's on the phone like every second of the day.
Yeah, he got yelled at him the other day.
I yelled at him yesterday. But like for me, it's weird because I literally like have my day job until whatever 4 or 5. But by the time my day job's over, the DJ life starts. Like I start getting calls from DJs and I start getting like scheduling stuff and the GM wants to talk and let's figure this out. Let's do some content. It's literally like no one, like people don't really understand how hard the grind is when you have 2 jobs. But if you love it, like I do, it's not really a job.
Yeah. How long you been married?
Coming up on 2 years in October.
How long are you guys together before that?
Like, dude, like 10 and a half years.
So she's used to this lifestyle.
She is used, and bless her heart, man, she's been nothing but supportive, and I really, really appreciate her support. It's not easy. I mean, like just this week alone, I'm here all week. I get back Wednesday, and I'm going to Vegas until Sunday. So how
does that work with your day job? You save up vacay days?
That's what it is. So we have unlimited time off.
Are you getting paid to be here right now?
Yeah.
I'm so jealous.
Yeah.
Well, you got to cut us into.
I got you guys. Yeah. If this is considered like a charity thing, I actually could get like $50 an hour to give to you guys.
Auditors are going to be listening to this.
Yeah, I know, right? They're going to write it down. Damn.
Yeah, man.
Unlimited. So what's the deal behind that? Unlimited time off.
So it's funny is like I've been at Microsoft now for 13 years in February. And
God bless, dude.
Yeah, man. Thank you, bro. I'm blessed. But anyway, it was my first job out of college. I was lucky and all that stuff. But anyways, it used to be like, a month or a month and a week if you've been there long enough. But now they switched it to DTO. I think it's called designated time off, and it's just unlimited. But people actually think it's a scam because they think that they're trying to get you to not use your full amount of days off. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So some people like it. Some people
do people abuse it?
My team hasn't. They know better because I set that framework right in the first meeting. Like, do not think that you could just take off every like Thursday and Friday in the summer and get away with it. But for the most part, I think everyone's been pretty respectful about it.
I think that's probably what it really is like, is everybody able to utilize this instead of abuse it?
Because I think when I had a day job, I barely used my time off. Because I was a manager. My last job, I was like a lead of 2 or 3 IT people, and I would feel bad like taking off because like they'd be lost in the sauce kind of thing. So like I never took off. Like it rarely happened.
Yep.
Like I felt bad, so I wonder if that's what they're hoping people will feel as well.
That's the interesting part. Like, what's the actual psychology behind this? You know what I mean? Because everyone's moving to this model in IT. Like all the tech companies are moving to that unlimited time off.
Get a job in the tech companies.
Yeah, man. I mean, I will say that like Microsoft's been an amazing company to work for, man, and I'm just blessed to have gotten in there right out of college. I mean,
they match your 401k and all that stuff.
All that stuff, dude. And what's the best part about it is everyone knows. Like, not everyone knows, but the stock when I came in there 13 years ago, it was at $23 a share. It's at $3.50 as of today.
How many do you get stock options?
Yeah. Too, right? So, and every rewards period, you get stock options.
Stop it.
And they give it like water, bro.
Do you ever get to see those numbers?
Yeah, I see them.
Yeah. That's why he's smiling.
I'm blessed, you know.
So I worked for Apple in 2016 probably. I was there for like a year. And when you leave the company, they cash out your your stock. You don't get to keep it.
Wow, surprising.
Yeah, so they cashed it out for me, and I was like, oh. I just stayed here because like it went up a lot because like the new iPod came out, a bunch of shit. Yeah. So like it would fluctuate, but I was like, wow, that is insane. I randomly went to the Apple in Cherry Hill. I know it's a rival company, but
you better watch out.
Yeah. I didn't have a high stature like you. I was selling computers. They did put a lot behind me though. Like I did a lot of like the background stuff or like a lot of the background training to like fix iPhones and computers and stuff like that because they wanted to push me into another role and this, that, and the other thing. So I randomly went to the one in Cherry Hill and I ran to my old boss and I told him like, I'm full-time DJ now, blah, blah, blah. Bro, we're always complaining I don't have health insurance. He's like, if you come work for me for 16 hours a week, I'll get you full health insurance.
That's
wow. That's fire, dude.
16 hours.
That ain't nothing.
I was like, that's 2 days. I was like, wow. So I'm thinking about doing it after the summer, just so because I don't want a day job, but I just need health.
Even
insurance.
if it's just for the insurance itself, that in itself will pay for it. So
I'm gonna be 40.
You have to think whatever you're gonna make there, then mixed also what it would cost you yearly.
Right. So the only thing he said he would have a problem doing in like my first 6 months is like revolve around my DJ schedule. Yeah. So like now the Phillies are making the playoff push. I'm like, I got to be careful like when I leave because like today no one else can go to do this celebrity softball game, so I have to go do it. Yeah. So I'm like, ugh. It was like a volunteer kind of thing, but I know it was kind of like. Who's coming?
So
still
like, required.
I still want to show up. You know what I mean? Because everybody's going to be there. So So with your day job, the wife, how do you keep it together? Because I'm gonna switch this to you too. Because now you have 2 kids at home, so you don't have any kids, right?
No.
So any plans for that?
Yeah, I mean in the future, there's conversations.
Yeah. I guess after 12 years, there's gonna be some conversations. Yeah. Where are we going here, Joe?
Yeah, just like this every time. She's back to Philadelphia.
Yeah, she's like, it's another couple days off the clock.
That's what it is, man.
So how do you balance it all?
Yeah, man, it really is. It's a tough balancing act at times, but like I think I've been mastered it a little bit. You know what I mean? Like you got to make sure you're giving enough time for her and taking her out and doing all that stuff and being like there in the moment, not on your phone 24/7. So I think like as long as I'm intentional with my time, like if I say for these 2 hours I'm doing music, if I say for these 2 hours I'm doing content, like and then the rest of the time is open to you. I think that's been good, and then also. With my schedule, I always take, like, for example, I always take off the first Saturday of the month, and I just use that as like a day to just like chill and hang out and just be present. You know what I mean?
Love that.
So I think that's a good thing. It's tough to do, but
yeah,
it's always been a nice like saving grace, I guess you could say.
Well, when you have like a schedule, like we all have schedules, we have to stay to that schedule and routines. If you start taking off every Saturday, it becomes a routine. You're looking forward to it. Your wife is looking forard to it.
Exactly.
So it's like that's good. Balance is good, man. Balance is like the key to life.
It really
and that's
is.
what I'm having a little bit of problem with. And if Griselle was here, she would tell you too. You know what I mean? Because like I get you work every weekend, blah blah blah. So like I love that you have that balance, man.
I appreciate that, man. Yeah, it's not easy, man. It definitely took a lot of years to like master that balance at the end of the day. But we always say like we do what works for us. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, and I think like what's tough from my eyes is what I said earlier. Like bringing it back to I'm always worried what other people are thinking is that. I bet you a lot of the outside eyes that look into, what we're doing, what I'm doing, there's probably a lot of shit talking, let's be honest, bro.
Oh, dude.
You guys know the stigma around DJing.
Yeah.
Around like.
I still get it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's wild.
It's tough, man. So like that's tough. And I know I always hear shit from behind the scenes, but the good news is like we know who we are, we know what we do.
Yeah,
we're good with it.
That's all that matters.
Yeah.
How do you balance it, Curdy McGirt?
I think we talked about this last time, but it's very similar, and there might be probably some truth to it. If I almost called you Joe.
Jesus, dude.
Call him Joe. He's Joe right now. He's
what
Microsoft
5Day
guy.
said, which was basically
right.
He can take off whenever he wants. Now.
I can't believe it. Are they hiring? I'll switch right now.
You want to work for me, bro?
Yes, actually.
Yes.
No, it's the same exact thing. It's like it takes some time to really get down the schedule to understand what is kind of requested or necessary of you. It's you're running your life by your schedule, and you're always potentially making sure that hiccups kind of happen.
Yeah.
Hey, somebody came up to me, blah blah blah. Now I got to change things. Is your partner understanding of that stuff? Is the person that you're working with going to be working with you in return? And I don't think you're ever going to really necessarily be perfect, Are your intentions true? Do you truly love, having kids, and all of that stuff? It's like there are times I absolutely want to spend 2 or 3 days. We talk about going to the movies. We talk about taking them to, Dave & Buster's or a trampoline place or whatever it might be, and making sure that you, no matter what, stick to that. But again, even at that, the same way that DJing happens, hey, listen, I got canceled on Friday night. I can stay home. Let's cook dinner. Instead of prioritizing being like, hey, can I go out? Can I do this, that, the other thing? It's like you have to remember to keep them in mind as well. Yeah. So I think
one thing I will say is how transparent you are on your social media, Kurt. Mm-hmm. I'm talking to Kurt now. I really gotta start doing video. I gotta start doing video again. But I comment on your stuff all the time. When you're taking Kurt to karate. You get him his you were up early. You got him his birthday bike. You and a couple of other dads I see on Instagram that have the nightlife. I love how transparent you are.
What Joe said to me yesterday was like it's you do a great job trying to do that, but again, even personally, you're just gonna in the back of your mind I'm not doing enough, or I need to be better, or whatever it might be. I think just each person is going to be just a little different, but I know that in the back of my mind I love having them, and I would love to break that stigma, as Joe said too. Just at the same exact time, of what we do doesn't have to define who we really are. Right. And I think that's really difficult because a lot of people, I think, are specifically choosing not to have a girlfriend, not to have a wife, not to have kids, not to buy, not to get a house. But I think they're not wrong either. They know that the things that come along with it. But I think if more people were to make a commitment to other people, they would realize what time that they can really dedicate to this. You know what I mean? They're not focusing on talking to other girls or buying drinks or doing whatever. You're focusing on your path, your DJ career. And that was the reason why I know that sounds funny, but a girlfriend from 2017, because I was just I wasn't focusing on the music. I was focused on other stuff. So we could not have to talk about me. We can go back.
This dude's a philosopher.
Yeah. I don't know.
I'm like
Kurt is very insightful.
You should smoke weed too.
Kurt already get knocked off 2 joints before he picked you up.
No, I did not actually. I just had 6 cups of coffee. That's what.
Is that what keeps you going? You running on Dunkin'?
I guess so. Yeah.
Do you have a thing? Are you a Dunkin' guy? Coffee guy?
Pre-workout, bro.
What do you take?
I really need to go to the gym.
I'm taking the Ghost right now.
You taking Ghost?
Yeah,
I like their energy drinks.
Yeah, their pre-workout's amazing, dude. They had a bubblicious strawberry splash.
I don't like that. I tried the energy drink version. Dude, it is trash.
It's fire in the pre-workout though,
Yeah, the first sip it tastes just like the gum, but I couldn't drink the whole drink.
It's weird. It's trippy.
Yeah, if I was to do a scoop of it for pre-workout, I probably would like it. I'm actually off stimulants. This is the only stim I take now, and I don't take it to work out. I just take it to stay awake.
Okay.
I was so stimulant dependent, especially with working out. I was taking pre-workout 600-700 milligrams of caffeine. Which is a lot.
That is a lot.
Plus, at night taking a sugar-free Red Bull or a C4 just to work.
Dude, you ever get too much and you start shaking?
Yeah. So I was that's so intense. Now I do just a pump agent where it's just no stimulant. If I need a little bit, for yesterday for leg day, I take one of my buddy's fat burners. He has a company here in Philly. He was actually on episode 5 of Talkin with Tonka. It's one pill is 250 milligrams. It's just nothing, but it gets the heart going. Plus my pump agent. I'm all right, I'm good.
Is that why the people started doing the smelling salts? Because it wakes you up or whatever? So I've seen ads for it. I'm like, what the hell am I watching?
Power lifters do that to kind of give you that jolt of adrenaline.
Without having to intake any caffeine.
Right.
Okay, got it.
I feel like power lifters would probably not benefit too much from pre-workout stuff because they sit down a lot and rest in between sets.
Bring it to my DJ set at 12:30 when I'm tired.
There you go, bro.
Have you ever smelled one of those?
Yeah, they're insane.
I see the reactions on YouTube or TikTok or whatever. People are
Like I have a different experience. My mom used to pass out a lot when we were kids. My dad he would show us where they were. We had to crack it.
No way, bro.
So I was like an EMT growing up.
That's sick.
Yeah, dude. God.
I had to check her blood pressure after and everything. It was wild. My mom was a little sick growing up, so I had to deal with a lot of different things. But smelling salts was one of them. That thing's reek, bro.
Yeah, that's right. You can see it from just like some of these dudes are like 280, and they're like, woo.
Yeah. I'm ready to go.
I'm afraid to smell one. I'll probably be able to.
You'll be like the Kool-Aid guy.
Yeah, I don't know if I want that.
If it busted through a wall.
Yeah. So, I guess I'm a co-host to be able to talk to. Do you want to talk about your party stuff? Or do you wanna,
man.
I want to make sure that you touch on that because I think it's really great what you're doing. So
I appreciate it, man. So Vegas, obviously, great bucket list item that I'm excited to check off. But another thing for me was to start my own party. So
we got a new party.
Man.
Talking with Tonka exclusive.
You're the first ones. You guys are the first ones to hear about. I'm dropping it next week, so maybe it'll be out. The drop will come right after this comes out. But anyways, it's gonna be called Daycare.
Okay.
It's gonna be a day party.
Where did I see this logo? I feel like I've seen it.
You probably might have showed it to you
because it is on Instagram.
Someone showed it to me. You were making lanyards.
Yeah.
Like
Ryan.
Ryan. So I introduced Smooth to Ryan.
Oh, okay.
And then he showed me your lanyard.
Yeah.
I've seen it.
Dope. Yeah. You're already plugged in, man. But so once again, me and DeVille co-hosting this one. And what we're doing is we're doing like a gamified day party. So what's going to happen is, long story short, you're going to come. We're going to treat it like a festival. It's going to be ticketed, all that. Basically 3 to 7 every first Saturday of the month. You're going to come in. You're going to get a report card around your neck. And we're going to have teachers walking around, and we're basically going to tell them 10 tasks to look for in the crowd. It could be sinking a cornhole in one, double fisting, doing the stanky leg, whatever the hell it is.
Yeah.
And you'll get a sticker on your report card. And then whoever has the most stickers at the end of the party, they'll drop the report card in the box. And then Monday we'll announce the student of the month. And
stop it.
Yeah, dude, they're going to get
it's actually a pretty unique idea.
Thank you, bro. And what's cool about it is it incentivizes you to keep coming because 4 parties make up a semester of the party. So the fall semester, September to December or January, and then whoever has the most stickers at the end of the semester is going to get a huge prize pack and stuff.
Yeah, you're going to have a graduation.
Yeah, that's what we talked about that, a gown, a cap and gown and stuff. But
I really like this. Is that is it an off day?
It's a Saturday.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just every first Saturday of the month.
Oh, you said Saturday. I thought you said Sunday. My bad.
No. So we're excited because it's college kids will be back. It's definitely.
Where are you having it at?
It's going to be at Grove, which is in Tampa. McDinton's and Grove are 2 of the bigger college bars, I guess you could say. It's in the Soho district, as we call it. Mm-hmm. So it's the perfect place to be, man. So,
nice.
Yeah.
If you're in Tampa.
Yeah. Come down, boys. We're going to have you guys some special guests.
I would love to come down.
I go to daycare all the time, so I'm
he's all daycared out.
Yeah.
I'm daycared up.
Yeah. Do they have games at their daycare?
Not as cool.
Yeah, not as double fisted milks.
It's a lot of cocoa melon.
What's that from Big Dad? You guys like Rumpelstiltskin?
Rumpelstiltskin.
Great man. And you're a great man. You drink that yoo-hoo.
Yeah.
And also
play with your friends. Sorry, I watch too much Adam Sandler.
Yeah.
No, I was gonna say what's also cool about it is one of the other DJs in Tampa, DJ Hoff. He just started a party bus company. They bought literally a school bus.
Hoff opened up for me when you had me.
No way!
He's
perfect.
He's
awesome. He's awesome. Great kid.
Shout out to him.
So he bought a party bus, and we're literally gonna get. We're partnering with him for transportation, so you literally can take a school bus to daycare. Bro.
That's great.
Isn't that
fun?
That's awesome.
This is where a lot of clubs, I think, that are lacking this, right, in parties, especially because back in the day we used to bus in, got people from St. Joe's and everything to Mad River, so they didn't have to worry about driving and getting there. This is before Uber and whatever. So this idea, is awesome because you don't have an excuse. I'm picking you up and dropping you off.
Exactly, dude.
There is no excuse.
Yep.
So you can't say Ubers are too expensive. I have no way of getting there. I don't want to drink and drive.
Exactly.
Guess what? Now what's your excuse?
Yeah, and it's
see you there.
And it's literally 3 to 7 in a district that you're going to go out to at night anyway. So you're literally getting a ride a few hours.
Are you nervous about the time?
Yeah, a little bit because day parties are huge, but you're also competing with a frat party at a college or
is there pool venues down there?
Water's the big one, but water is more the Pauly D, Charlie Jordan.
So it's big room
stuff. Yeah. They have a lot of the big acts come through, Aoki, all those. But
like DJ 9.
DJ 9, shout out DJ 9. Yeah. I'm sure he's definitely been there.
He's probably been there.
Yeah, he's definitely been there. We were talking about last time I saw him. But yeah, it's weird. It's funny. It's weird. We talked about that, like local DJs is like, how's there not more pool venues in St. Pete? Like you would think there would be just,
I would think it would be packed.
Rager pool parties. There just isn't, man. There really isn't.
I don't think I've ever done a raging pool party. I would love to do that. Like Vesper Day Club, that was never like a rager. That was more like a twerk fest.
I still think of it as, what was it called before?
Monarch?
No, before that.
Oh, Monarch.
Before that?
Yeah, it used to be called something when they first opened.
And it wasn't Monarch?
No, it was before Monarch. And I bet you Soho's yelling at me right now. I could hear it in his
God.
voice. It was it North Shore?
Oh, North Shore Beach Club.
Yeah, that's what it was called when I first. Yeah, I remember that. And then it became Monarch, and then it became Vesper Day Club.
Nice. So Soho, he's back in the mix.
He is. I'm very excited for him. We were just talking about him on the Virgin.
I needed a DJ last minute at Stratus, and I booked him at Stratus.
Nice.
He wants to get back in the Philly scene.
I love to hear that. Soho's a great guy. Shout out to him, man.
Yeah, that's a place I'm trying to help, man, because like they do these.
Stratus is a beautiful place, and I like where you guys changed the DJ to be a little bit more outside. I'm assuming you got some type of cover over you, but I think it's better.
There's not.
Jesus.
There's not. It's definitely. If there's any percentage of rain, we don't move the DJ outside.
I again, when I seen the pictures of you and Montone there, I was like, it looks so much nicer.
Yeah, but they're trying to turn it back into a lounge, which I was like, let me try to reprogram this room. Yeah. If I can reprogram it right, you don't have to worry about that.
Yeah. So, they hired you for a reason.
Yeah. So I'm trying because I don't want to play loungy house, so I'll just book other people. Like if I use it as a gig filler now, I pretty much give it out. Yeah. I mean, I'm not really making any money, but that's here or there. So are you the booking guy for Crafty Squirrel?
Yeah.
How's that work for you?
Dude, I give so much credit to Crafty Squirrel for making me who I am today. Honestly, like when I first moved to Tampa, I was part of a crew called Certified Fresh DJs.
Oh wow!
And shout out to those guys and all that. And it sort of ran its course a little bit. I was kind of like not loving
CFD.
What's that? Yeah.
Sorry, I would just call it certified.
CFD.
I guess I just shorten everything.
CFD, bro, certified. But anyways, it kind of ran its course, and I wasn't loving the situation that I was in there. Just like we would get the schedule like an hour before the weekend for like Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Oh shit!
Yeah, too much.
Not getting paid on time, all that crap.
I hate that.
But the Crafty Squirrel was just opening, and one of the bartenders, shout out to Anthony, he's like, "Yo, we need you over there." So literally, dude, no one knows the grind that went into building this room, bro. Like, I used to bring all my own sound. I used to bring all my controller. Started DJing in the middle of the dance floor on a rotating bar against a stanchion in the middle of the dance floor. And then I just kept building the room. Then we moved to a wooden DJ booth, and I still brought all my sound and equipment. Then we finally got to that point where it's like, dude, this is like one of the hottest spots in town. Here's the S11 and like the CDJs.
Yeah.
And,
love the S11. That's what I have at Stratus.
Yeah,
man. I think too, your story is really great because I think a lot of people are asking me like, hey, what's the formula? What do we do? Who do I know? I'm like, a lot of it is just you putting everything that you have into something that you kind of love or care, and just getting in where you kind of fit in.
Totally.
And I think that's, somewhat to your story, a credit to your story. And now you're like booking people out there. That's how I got out there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
5 Day was pretty cool enough. Don't everyone flood his DMs, but
yeah.
I mean, guy was like super, I didn't have anything to get in. He was like, hey, I hear you do a really good job out here. Let's have you out here.
Yeah.
I had a fucking blast when I went out there. 2 days, really great, like places to be able to play music. And I remember the only thing I still remember from last November when you booked me, you were like, dude, they cracked up. They told me you played Andre Bocelli at the very end.
Yeah, dude, they told me that. Dude, I was cracking up.
Yeah, it's whatever. But yeah, now Crafty's great spot. Mint was a great spot, and now you got I think it was Tangra and John.
Yeah,
I don't know if you
Tangra.
want to talk about them, but
Tangra, Show Bar, Goodnight John Boy is the new hot spot in town.
You have 3 accounts now?
No, so I only book the Crafty group, which is Crafty, Where's Jubes, which is kind of like. It's kind of like a little like pub spot, but it's still a cool spot for the up and coming kind of DJs. Yeah. We're working on a couple new venues that are going to be freaking lit as hell. That are going to be right around the Crafty area. Can't break that news just yet, but so I'll have probably 4 accounts to be booked.
Do you have an entertainment company?
No, man. Just
you just LLC'd yourself?
Yeah, just myself, man. And you know what I'll say? about Crafty, what's amazing is the ownership. Like Josh Cameron, dude from Australia.
Yep.
One of the rarest owners you'll ever meet in nightlife. Just like I could call him tomorrow and be like, yo, we need an S9. He'll buy it tomorrow. Like, hey, yo, let's do this cool theme party for emo music. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Done. Let's do it. Like he trusts me to the full extent. He knows that if I call him and say, hey, I want to bring Kurt down, Tonka, whoever, like, he's like, yeah, let's do it. I'll give him the rate, whatever. And we're the only spot literally in St. Pete that brings in guys from out of town. Like we just had, I think Daly came down a couple weeks ago. We had Scooter. We had Ease from Vegas. Dude, it's like, it's dope, man.
I know we talked about bringing the emo party that I've been doing down there. I can't wait. That would be
definitely doing that, bro.
Epic.
Yeah.
I think what you're doing is incredible, especially trying to bring as many people as you are together.
And that's what it's about too. I think a lot of DJs don't look out for other DJs that are like homies. Like
absolutely.
They're too worried about themselves. So that's good to see you're humble and you're willing to help people.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean, that's awesome.
Yeah,
that's
really cool. Here's the thing, right? I was just talking to Smooth about this, is that the market here in Philly versus Tampa, in my opinion, is different because there's a lot more, I think, competition up here in terms of like holding true what's yours. In Tampa, dude, all the biggest bookers were all best friends. Like the guys that book.
I love that.
Like shout out to Grody. He's one of my best friends and he books at like Show Bar, Tangra, all that. And then my boy Kyle.
So what people I think don't realize is like, if your boy's having a problem, his DJ called out last minute, he can hit you up.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, like if everybody was friends, if all these booking agencies in Philly were friends, and not worried about stealing each other's accounts, we all could be making money.
Exactly.
There'll be no one off.
I have something that I like maybe talk to you about off the podcast, but I've been telling a couple of different people. I tried to get a couple of different people involved. We'll see what happens, but I'm thinking about like during the winter time, we'll discuss like what I got going on, but it's too early to be able to say anything.
Kurt,
I didn't even tell you that we're going to be doing another industry party yet, so I don't know if I want to break it here, but I don't know who keeps giving me money to tell you.
The teaser man right here.
Yeah, can you give us a little tease of what it is?
Yeah, Wicked Wolf's going to do First Friday with me, and we're going to start bringing DJs in. We're going to start to create a little bit more of a unique atmosphere. We just inked it like yesterday, and what's going to happen is we're just going to try and get a little bit crazier than usual on a Friday, which is
Fridays everybody knows Friday in the winter is a little bit of a tough sell.
So I think the first one's going to be on October 6th. It'll be First Friday.
Just you inviting me to play?
I don't know the logistics of everything. Yeah. We just know that it's going to exist. We're going to start promotion. We're going to get a new logo. We're going to get T-shirts. We're going to get merch. We're going to get
Snap.
I don't know if it's politically correct. We're going to get little people serving shots. We're going to get like people.
They're big on that.
Wicked Wolf brand. Again, this goes back to what 5Day said. If the people are willing to buy into you, that's all you really need to know to be able to go back all in. Because you can go all in on something, but if they're not really down to like kind of do that, you're kind of giving up all of your.
And that's what's important too is like getting to know these managers and GMs, because like shenanigans. They don't do anything for happy hour anymore. So I pitched them my pop punk party. I was like, I think it'll do really well down here. And if they promoted it a little bit more, it probably would have been a little bit more of a hit, but they trusted me to try it. And I tried it. And first hour was a little slow. It was just my friends, like 20 people. Yeah. And then as people are walking by and they're hearing the music and they're singing, because the doors are open for happy hour, so everybody starts pouring in. By the end, it was like 70 people screaming. Like,
but that's all you need to get it started. Somebody wants something goes viral. Oh my God, when is this again?
Yeah,
because that's what I wanted to do with them. I wanted to do a 2000s night, and I wanted to do Christmas of July, which they already do. Yeah, and then maybe something other stupid. But I love that they gave you the opportunity to do it, because if it works, it works. But at least if you tried, you could be like, well, we gave it a shot.
Yeah, I got to get them on the phone. Hopefully they let me do it 2 more times for the end of the summer, because I'm happy to be there 2 more times for the end of the summer.
Nice.
So
I really do it the last one. Promote the shit out of it. That's
I brought out. I was so busy that week. I wanted to bring merch and stuff, but I just got koozies for the day. I saw them. They were a big hit. Like everybody was like,
by the way, merch is hella expensive.
Bro.
So I thankfully, the guy I partnered Smooth up with, he has a site where you can do purchase to order, so you don't have to purchase anything.
Drop shipping.
He'll just drop ship it. Yeah. Where I was kind of like, I want to do it on my own. I bought small through triple XL of every color, and would sell them as they came in. Yeah, you know what I mean, which was tough. I put out a lot, but I broke even, which is nice. Like I don't have to worry about everything now. It's just profit, which is good. It's not much profit.
Yeah, it's something though. It's something.
That new logo, everybody loved it. So like I have something else I'm working on. I announced it last night on last night's podcast, but it's It's a super dope shirt, and it's about music, but it's also about something everybody can relate to. Because like I learned this, I know if people listen to episode 24, they already heard this, but I follow this guy on TikTok. He's all about side hustles, right?
Yeah.
He finds the top selling mug on Etsy and literally puts it into AI, the graphic into AI, and AI creates a different version of it.
Dope.
He put it on a mug, and in 1 month sold $1,900 worth of mugs. And that's profit.
Bro.
That's
smart,
profit.
Dude. Yeah.
$1,900 profit, and every month he's over $1,000 in profit doing the same model.
Wow.
So I was like, if I can hit on just one thing that everybody can relate to, and put it on a mug, put it on a T-shirt, put it on a sticker, put it on a hat, I think I have my car payment a month.
Yeah. Dude, I respect the hustle.
Yeah, so it's like because like I'm all about like I went to school for production, right? Audio, visual, video, like everything to do with production, digital media production is called. So I was like, I never use it. Like I'm using the audio production now. Obviously, I use the video, the visual production for like my flyers, and then like the flyer for this, which I need you to send me your logo after this.
Yeah,
absolutely. Do the promo for the episode. But so it's like I need to use my skills. If I don't want to get another job, I have to figure out how I can use my skills, right? So this is a good segue into a question I forgot to ask Sev on episode 24, but I'm kind of mad I didn't. Where do you see, this is not a play on words, by the way. Yeah. Where do you see 5Day in 5 years?
I love that, man.
Wait, actually, I'm going to record this because I was like, so I'm going to say it one more time. Sorry, audience. Where do you see 5Day in 5 years?
As a meteorologist. No, I'm just kidding.
That would be an incredible turnaround.
For me, man, I really hope to get out of the open format club game and hope to really have a name as a producer. I mean, that's really where I'm trying to shift to over the course of time. So I think in 5 years, if I'm still DJing clubs, playing open format, then I probably failed as a producer. And, but that's ideally where I want to be. And it's tough because they're two different worlds. And honestly, they don't really coexist all that well, for being honest. A lot of the EDM clubs and DJs don't have a lot of love for the open format guys for some weird reason I've seen over the years. I don't know if it's the same here in Philly as it is down there, but man, that's the goal. Is I hope over the course of the next 5 years that I'm just putting out good music and people are vibing to it, and there's a crowd that'll want to see me play in other cities and stuff,
So I do want to touch on your producing stuff. So where did you get that skill from?
Shout out to my boy DJ Sat One.
You mean Joseph Thorpe?
Joseph Thorpe.
He's an A for that.
So, as much as I was saying, like I was frustrated with some of the scratch stuff, Sat One's one of the guys I have no ill will to. He was always genuine, open, great dude. Didn't unfollow me after I moved.
Didn't unfollow you. He probably doesn't know how.
But no, I honestly remember sitting next to him at Scratch and just learning all this stuff in Ableton with him.
Yeah.
And
he's a perfect person to learn from.
He's such a great teacher, man. And I learned. I
actually
so
have a funny Sat story. I'll tell you.
Do you?
Yeah.
Hell yeah. But yeah, go ahead, man. Tell me about it.
Yeah. So I sat. I won a DJ battle in Mad River in Old City, and like the prize was $2,000, and you got to open for Sat One at dusk on a Tuesday night, which is like Tuesday nights were their industry night, biggest night of the night, with better than the Friday and Saturday is Tuesday night.
Yeah.
So I got to open for him. And I opened for Sat at dusk, and I get a text at he was supposed to start at 11:30, 11:45. I get a text at 11:15. Hey, I just woke up. I'm on my way. Keep playing.
Wait, he was coming from Philadelphia?
From Philly. Yeah.
Wow.
He's like, you got it till 1, baby. Just keep rocking, because it went to 3. So he's like, keep rocking, keep doing your thing. It was something along those lines. And then I was murder in the club when he walked in. He's like, dude, I knew Sat. I didn't know him like that. We weren't like buddy, but he dabbed me up. He's like, yo, you rocking it. You rocking it. Keep going. Dude, that's awesome. So he went on. And then he kind of put me on with them. Like I was opening up on Saturday nights for guys. That's how I got to meet like Mark Styles from Wet Republic and a bunch of different guys from the West Coast that I never would have been able to meet before, like Direct and stuff from Vegas. I wouldn't even met these guys if it wasn't for Sat. Like Sat put me in front of these guys because he trusts me to open for them and do these things. And when they opened 21 Bar upstairs, I would go up there, blah, blah, blah. So me and Sat would share a room. This is the second part of the funny story. Me and Sat would have to share a room on the weekends because Caesars was so busy at that point.
Okay.
Like they were like popping because they had dusk and like outdoor venues and stuff like that. and we would share a room, and so I would go to bed. He'd be working on music. I wake up. He's at the same spot working on music in Ableton. Yeah, he was that focused, man.
That's
like
awesome, dude.
Yeah, and so he's the perfect person to learn Ableton from because he's all about that program. He's slept through it.
Yeah,
he slept on his computer.
He was such a great teacher, man. And like what was good for me also is I had a childhood buddy named Josh. Shout out to Josh. He's an engineering guy, big audio dude. Doesn't like the limelight. I think he actually ghost produces for a few guys, but he's the guy. Like I literally take a record as far as I can get it to, or with my abilities and skills, and then we'll just hop on a call and we'll just work through it together. And I'll send stuff his way. He'll send stuff my way. What do you think of this? What do you think of this? So like, it's great, man, because I have a great team around me that helps me out with like getting me to the finish line, because I definitely can't do it on my own.
You're right.
Some of these records that I'm trying to do. So. He helps me out so much.
Yeah, because I remember the one track you just put out. So is that the realm you want to stay in?
No. So, what I want to be is legit like an open format producer. Like I don't want to be a guy that is cordoned off into one corner of a genre, like tech house
pigeonholed or
like, because honestly, I like all versions of EDM. Like I might one day I might wake up and listen to a Summit record. Next day I might wake up and listen to Excision record. You know what I mean? So, or then I'll go Kygo. You know what I mean? And that's how I am. Like if I want to produce a tropical record, I want to do it. If I want to produce a dubstep record, let's do it. If I want to, do, you know what I mean? So that's where I'm trying to go. Is like I don't want to be pigeonholed.
So this is where your open formatness can come into it. You can be the open format producer.
That's what I'm trying to do. That's literally exactly what I'm trying to do.
I like that.
Yeah,
I think the best part about it too is you can play it out live. Like you can,
you
know
totally.
What I mean? You're already a DJ, and the idea that you could be able to basically insert your own music wherever you want to, is incredible.
And it's the best. Is like so. There's a song that I made called "Song of the Summer." It's it actually samples Crazy Town Butterfly.
Yeah. You sent it to me.
Yeah, I sent it to you, and I tried so hard to get it cleared, and just didn't work. And a lot of the major labels liked it, but they didn't want to go through the process of clearing the sample with Crazy Town. But every time I play it out, man, the crowd just like loves it, man. I'm just like, man, it sucks that I can't get this out on a formalized basis, but.
Can you stream it on? You can still stream it.
I can, but like it might get pulled, dude. Like
but still be out there.
Yeah,
someone might hear it. The right person might hear it.
It's true.
You never know.
It's true. I didn't know if I want to go that route or if I wanted to just hold it in my back pocket for if I ever do make it, that I could use that as a record to throw out on a major label.
Yeah, because it's definitely a poppy kind of record where you can get it played on like a Q102 or something like that.
Totally.
Do you have any interest in doing radio?
No, man, I've never done radio, and I think it's like that's another stigma, I guess, that is in the DJ community. Like a lot of the radio guys don't cross over a ton, and at least in Tampa in the nightlife world, like in clubs and stuff. You don't see a lot of the radio DJs playing clubs and all that. So I think maybe it's just something that in my brain I'm like, man, I don't know if I want to do that because I don't see these guys crossing over. You know what I mean? But it would be cool.
Yeah,
definitely be cool.
Kurt, how's that going for you? Radio.
It's great because I think just the plan of what I have worked out is I don't have to come into the studio. A lot of it is I still want to for the aesthetic and trying to make sure that I'm dedicating time to be able to make mix shows. But a lot of everything that you hear on the radio, I'm usually in my own place in my studio making everything.
Yeah.
I don't know if people really necessarily know that, but I think a lot of the music that's provided to us is really dictated by the radio station.
Yeah.
So the things that you're hearing us open up with is not necessarily us. We're really curating a list of music that's been provided to us.
Yeah, because you get like the A, B, and C songs,
That's
right?
correct. Yeah. So there are, luckily, and I have to give them pretty much good credit for this, they're pretty open to being like, hey, any remix that you like, whatever it is that you like, add your own little flavor to it.
This has to be squeaky clean.
Yeah. It really does. It just has to be really clean.
Do you find yourself listening to it like over and over again to make sure?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
I mean, like I think a lot of what most people don't really know is not all of it is really created by anyone that's actually DJing. Yeah. Everything that you hear on the radio, I'm making with my own two hands. It's not made in Ableton. It's not re-edited.
Oh, wow.
It's not all done.
That's rare.
Nowadays, that's really rare.
If I make a mess up 43 minutes in, you're going to probably hear it, and I'm not going to pull it out. If I want to redo it, that's entirely up to me. But
when I did a mix for Double Down's thing on Pitbull's Sirius channel, Globalization, and I actually did the second, because I did submit two. The first one wasn't high energy enough. I put my own flavor on it, and they were like, I love what you did, but it's not good for this show. So I decided to redo it. But for the first one, I mess up, and what I would do is I would just spin that song back and then start from that song and go back and then cut it up in the GarageBand and like relayer it. But I like that you're doing it with your own two hands, because there's a lot of people in this industry that cheat it.
Well, I'll tell you, you'd be able to check. You could, if you hear anybody cutting on it.
Yeah,
I mean, they could also redo it and then scratch on it. But
Scene would make his in Ableton and then cut over it.
No.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
that's a lot more work.
What you just said, legit. I don't think you realize how rare that is, bro. Every mix you hear is
legitimately me. So if I mess up, I think primarily I'm not, obviously cutting anybody up. It takes a long time to do all of that.
I know for sure.
I've made sure that I really just don't want to get checked. That's really what it is. Is like, I'd be like, well, I do everything, personally or through my own thing, and just making sure that I'm as legitimately me as I possibly potentially can. Only because it just, I feel like everybody throws out like the Instagram. We always see everybody winning on Instagram, not everybody losing. So I think if you're kind of along with this journey with me, where you can see my progression, you could just be like, well, he just, that's not really. I think you can speak to my character a little bit more, because you know who I am versus me pretending to be somebody I'm not.
The other day, I was like, me and Kurt were having a message thing. I was like, oh, I'm at Lita's next door. I'll stop over. And I was like, he's like, so you said something. And I was like, I just want you to hug me like you used to.
I said, sounds sexual.
I was like, I'm posting this, and I posted it, and then he hugged me when I walked in. So he's a man of his word. He hugged me.
I guess. I don't know. This feels weird now.
I mean, I don't care. It's my podcast. I'll say whatever the hell I want on here.
You want.
So what? So before we wrap it up, what else is 5Day into in his spare time? I know Kurt. He's a dad. He's a golfer. He likes to bike.
We could all stop talking about me. We can talk.
Yeah,
stop it, bro.
I just love Kurt.
I love him too. I love it. I will say, Kurt is, since the minute I met him, the day I met him, super genuine dude. And I think for me, I gravitate to just genuine people at the end of the day. Like if I talk to you for 5 minutes, I could tell what your intentions are. If you're asking for something the first 5 minutes, I could tell I don't want to work with you. But all the guys smooth you, all the dudes I've met here, it's always like, how are you doing? Tell me about 5Day. Tell me about what you're doing. Yeah,
so that's what I want to know. What else are you into?
Yeah, man. So I'm definitely a routine guy, dude. So the gym is my haven every morning, 6 days a week, bro. That's where I listen to music.
Are you going out here?
What's that?
You going out here?
I took off this week.
All right, cool. I was going to say, that's dedication.
You should have tightened me up. I
freaking hurt my back, bro, last week doing squats, bro. But anyways, the gym is like my haven, man. And then lacrosse. I play in a men's league a couple times a week. And
oh, wow.
Yeah, man. So I don't know how I find time to do all this stuff, but
people ask me all the time, where do you find the time to do this stuff?
Exactly, bro. But it's that stuff's important to me. I think, as you know, for me, branding is everything, and your look is everything. And I feel like staying in shape and investing in clothes and looking good and photos. I think that stuff's important to what we do.
I noticed you wear a lot of trendy sportswear, so activewear, so Stussy and stuff like that.
Yeah,
and Supreme,
Palace.
Palace. Yeah. So what is that? Part of the brand? Is that part
totally,
of the thing?
Dude, totally. Honestly,
I know it's a tax write-off, so I just wanted to
it's a tax write-off. Yeah, it's a tax write-off. But no, man, I know it sounds really weird, but almost every night I walk into a club, I always get some sort of compliment on my shirt. Tiger King shout out last night.
Whether good or bad.
Yeah, good or bad. But that I like that. I like where I'm always keeping people guessing what I'm gonna wear. That SpongeBob outfit I wore at the SpongeBob party. Dude, I just like dressing vibrant and wearing cool graphics and stuff that people are gonna be like, yo, it's a dope ass shirt, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Is your wife the same way?
No, not at all.
Nah.
She is a simpleton, man. She's going to Kohl's and dropping $5 on some flower shirt out there. Yeah.
All my shorts are from Kohl's.
There you go, dude. Shout out to Kohl's, yeah.
Once I find a brand and they fit me perfect, especially these FLX shorts, I bought every color.
So you're one of those guys. You like it,
I like these comfort color shirts. Shout out to Doherty Creative. That's the company that's doing your lanyards.
Oh, dope.
This is their shirt. They put it on a comfort color shirt for me because they know that's all I wear.
Yeah.
Because once I find something that fits me right, I'm gonna rock it until the wheels fall off.
Yeah, I mean, dude, it's all part of your business, and I think what separates the best DJs from the mid-tier DJs are the ability to have a business identity, and that's your look. That's you going into a new venue, shaking hands with all the bartenders and staff when you walk in the door. It's shaking hands with the GM, asking how their day is, asking that. Really is, in my opinion, what separates the best DJs from the middle tier DJs is that political aspect and the business side of things. I think having a day job is actually beneficial because you learn how to communicate.
And that one thing that people always do, one of their first things they do, they look at my feet when I'm going in somewhere because they're expecting me to wear some kind of different kind of shoes I've never seen before. Obviously, I'm not on video yet. I'm wearing my sneaker room. Sick. Are you into sneaks at all?
Oh, dude, absolutely, man. Not as much as you, for sure.
Yeah,
I'm one of those guys that I'll just go through the sneakers app and I'll be like, oh, this is in stock and it looks dope. All right, I'm gonna buy this. You know what I mean? But I'm not one that's
you don't gravitate towards one model or one brand. brand?
No, not at all. Just all whites typically. I just love all whites. I definitely have had a big affinity for blazers lately. I have a crap ton of freaking blazers. I think I have every mid and low and like the same.
I like the low blazers.
The lows,
yeah. They remind me of like a PF Flyer kind of shoe where it's flat. A Converse. It's like flat, gum sole, but it's like thick, more sturdy kind of old school basketball shoe. I guess.
Dude, it's definitely it's got that.
That's a big lifting shoe too, so that makes sense.
Everyone's rocking the blazers in the gym, bro. I just like my traditional Reebok CrossFit like shoes, my nanos, dude.
Yeah, I feel like blazers are taking over my gym, and it's like, what is?
It's so weird.
Yeah, I use
someone made a TikTok.
Yeah, it's an influencer made a TikTok. It's all it was. Leg day I have certain shoes I wear, like my Nike Waffle ones, or real flat. No cushion at all.
For sure.
Because you need to push. You need to push with your ankles and your heels, and the balls of your feet.
Yeah.
So, is there anything else you want to announce on Talking with Tonkas? Like, you have this new party. You know what I mean?
Vegas, the party. Nah, man. Like, honestly, I was just telling. Who was I telling this last to? I forget who last night, but I was like, in DJ life, in your brand, you usually have waves. Like, you'll have highs and lows. You guys know this, but like, when you have some momentum, you just got to ride it. And I just feel like I'm on that like riding wave of
the wave that hasn't breaking yet. It's just starting to peak.
Yeah. And I just like the Vegas thing is obviously huge. I'm pumped about that. Yeah. And then like the party on top of that's going to be coming out. And then my that song, I haven't even told you guys, but it's going to be my first like a label sign. It's my first label release.
Oh, no shit.
It's called Sunrise at Club Space, and it's just literally that's the vibe of the song is being at Club Space during sunrise. It's just total like bouncy tribal stuff. But so all that's coming this summer. And I did a collab song with a chick from American Idol. Shout out to Kayla. And she crushed it. So that song's going to be coming out in September too. So I just feel like I got a lot of great things coming.
I love that,
fall,
man.
I'm just
keep
excited.
riding that wave, brother.
Yeah, man.
That's all we can do is ride it till the wheels fall off.
Exactly.
And before I wrap, so you're a Philly sports guy.
Die hard.
How's that rocking down in Tampa?
Bro, Tampa is the fakest sports town in the country.
Oh,
just
really?
FYI, bro. Yeah, I'm going to call it out. Love Tampa, but fake sports teams. Like every fan down there, their jerseys are as new as when the team is good. So like Brady, everything's Brady now, right? Obviously because he was there for 2 years, bro. You won't see like what's an old Bucks player like Keenan McCardell or something like that. How about that?
I love their old jerseys, the orange ones with the
cream
actual Buccaneer with the
cream jerseys.
Yeah.
Oh my god, bro! But dude, there's so many Philly people down there, bro. Like when they play the Bucks on Monday Night Football,
it's
going to be a takeover, dude.
So we go see a green.
Yeah, so I watch all Birds games at a place called Tampa-delphia. And,
cool.
Shout out to Tampa-delphia. Dude, they get like 200-300 people in the bar every Sunday.
See, the only Philly team I fake rock them, obviously, to do, social media stuff for people, but I'm a Raiders fan.
Wow.
Obviously.
Jeez.
So that's the only team, like football team I rock is Raiders normally, if I'm not working.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, we look forward to playing in the home of the Raiders in the Super Bowl this year.
Vegas,
baby. Let's go.
I don't think I could physically handle being in Vegas while the Eagles win the Super Bowl.
Dude, can you imagine?
I don't know if they win, but if they were to go to the Super Bowl, I don't think
I went when they played the Raiders when Allegiant first opened back up.
Sick.
Yeah,
Sick.
I got to go on that in that field club and all with Espinoza and everything. It was
Espinoza, yeah. Dude.
I seen, I don't think it was, maybe it was a YouTube video, just the layout of everything and how much in depth they put in. It's insane.
Wild. Like I had two experiences. Thankfully, I was with a bunch of guys, like high rollers and MGM and everything, and the Win. They got us into the nightclub before the game and let us stay there for the first couple quarters. Then we went up to our box. But I was on the field, like their club. They have to have bottle service that's in the end zone, and you can walk down, and you're literally grass level with the players as the game's going on.
It's got to be so awkward. Like you don't know what to do when it's like more of a relaxing thing versus like, okay, do I get up? It's usually I'm jumping on the table.
Yeah, it's cool, man. It's definitely a cool experience, and it was something I'll never forget. And I can't wait to go. I think me and my buddies we're talking about going back out for just a random game.
Yeah,
I think we're to try to go for the Chiefs game because we're all cool with Travis Kelce, so like we're hoping he can get us tickets to the game.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's a nice flex right there. I love that.
Well, that's how I got into the box.
Cool,
Jeremy Macklin he's a friend of ours. He knew a guy that wasn't using his box that day, and he gave it to us.
Jeremy Macklin, love
it.
Man,
yeah. He's the only jersey I wear. If you ever notice, I wear an Eagles jersey. It's only his.
That's awesome.
And I know Fletcher too, and he doesn't listen to this podcast, probably not, but he knows I'm friends with him. But so I only wear Macklin's jersey.
Wow.
I found a Reebok one when he was drafted. I have that, and I had the Nike one too.
Philly fans are so different, bro, and that's why I love this city so much. It's like the Kelly Green tailgate, dude.
Dude,
what other
that was
city?
wild.
What other city?
I'm surprised Kurt wasn't out there.
Don't get me started. I feel like I've been a Philadelphia fan since birth, and I feel like I watched the evolution of like once we started picking up, people were like, "Oh yeah,
Scooter was there.
Scooter
was there. Yeah, he was in line at 6 a.m.
No, I'm not doing. No, I don't do any of that.
Yeah.
That in itself, I know that sounds funny. A lot of people think that that's real. That feels very fake to me because it feels like you're buying the New Jersey, this, that, the other thing. I know that sounds weird or whatever it might be. You're in the new big like Philly thing or whatever it might be, but like a lot of I think what you could tell is the way that most people act. Like, do you remember us being called the Pigeons? Do you remember when people were like no rings? Do you remember when we had Donovan McNabb? Do you remember when we were talking? Like, there are a lot of things.
Even I remember when we had Donovan.
All I'm saying is I think people started to really like all this craziness behind the tailgates and all this shit. It started picking up after we won the Super Bowl. I'm not saying nobody wasn't a fan. I'm just saying you can kind of tell when somebody was actually from here and when somebody is like, oh, I remember when we had Jeremy Maclin. You know what I mean? I don't mean to say that.
People always say, like, is that a Jeremy Maclin jersey? Like, upgrade your shit. I was like, I have no reason to. Dude. He was my friend. Why do I do that? So are you only, like, football guy? Are you?
No, I'm a diehard Philly. Everything.
So I remember I saw you at the Phillies game. Yeah. You actually didn't come say hi to me at the Phillies game,
dude. I was too drunk, bro. I'm sorry, man. I was tailgating hard.
He videoed me from the nosebleeds.
That's right. I was. That's right.
He dripped nosebleed.
I was gonna throw a fish. I was gonna throw a fishing line over.
Yeah, you were so close.
I was so close.
You were. I could. If I. It's hard to tell, like where, because I had this like overhang, but he's literally videoing me from his seat, but couldn't come say hi.
That's too much.
Piece of shit. What a piece of shit.
That was a cool concert though. Like
that was dope.
Like Shaq playing, Scooter's at it.
Miserable, I couldn't go.
Yeah,
I wanted to see.
He played DeVille's at it and Scooter's at it. I'm like, these guys are. The
whole beginning of his set was just like Scooter and DeVille at it. It's the whole.
That's all it was.
I think Scooter could have just played the.
Scooter.
Scooter could have played. Yeah,
Scooter could have been like hitting the buttons while Shaq was just up there. I like what Shaq's doing though. He's bringing crowd people up and like getting the crowd involved, and like it felt like he was picking out people that were generally there like to see him and like whatever. He's not.
Have you seen like YouTube videos of him like in the crowd? And all
that
stuff? Dude, that's why I love him because like it's not. It doesn't seem like something. You know how we all get the celebrity DJ type thing. You see that? He seems like he genuinely is like I fuck with this. Like I like it.
Exactly.
The other thing.
He picked it up over COVID. His son was doing it.
He was doing it in the kitchen, like with his kids were in front of him, and he was on some little controller. I'm like, oh, here we go.
One of his kids was playing at Noto, and our opening for someone, and I met him at Gardendale.
Oh wow!
He's one of his kids, and he came up to me. And he goes, "Yo, you fucking killed it tonight." I was like, "You sure?" The sound kept cutting out. He's like, "That's how you know you were fucking it up, bro."
That's
like,
fine.
Yeah, he was fucking with me. Yeah. He was cool. He like introduced himself and shit, and like it was cool. I didn't get his Instagram or anything. I don't even remember what son it was, but he was tall as fuck. Nice. And he was like, "Yo, what's up? I'm Shaquille O'Neal's kid." Blah blah blah.
Sharif, I think it is, right?
Yeah, that might have actually. Yeah, that actually. But actually,
weird that you introduce yourself as someone else.
Yeah. I guess so. He knew I was like, I knew who he was. But it's funny. I actually know somebody else named Sharif, which is really weird. That. Yeah, it's the second Sharif I've met in my life. Yeah. But I appreciate you stopping in today. I know today was. It's gonna be your shore day. You're going to the shore.
Yeah,
right?
we're going on the shore. See the Isle.
I can't go now, unfortunately. I won't be getting done till like 7. And I was like, and I got to be back. I got to do Steam Pub tomorrow night. And these guys are gonna go out in the jet skis all day. I was like, I'll be dead.
Yeah,
I'll be dead at
Steam's
night.
having a fire weekend this weekend.
Yeah, I know. Me and you back to back. Baby. So if this is going to air next week, so no one's going to know that. But if you went to Steam Pub on what's today's
Friday
day?
Or Saturday.
Friday or Saturday of this week, then it's going to be lit. But I appreciate you stopping in, man. It means a lot. Thank you so much to Joseph, aka 5Day.
Thanks for having me again,
Mr. Microsoft. Yes, that chime, that little chime.
I actually like that nickname,
Mr. Microsoft. Yeah, you should for like Halloween dressed up as like a computer nerd and call yourself Mr. Microsoft.
Be careful because somebody will be like, "Hey, Microsoft."
Don't say it. Where's your mind at, Kurt?
It's me looking out for him. Is what it is.
I was always very selective on who I told about Microsoft. Yeah. But now everyone listens to talk what Tonka's gonna know. Baby.
I get like 100 listens a week. It's not a lot, but it's growing.
Probably me re-listening to whatever we just.
He's like, "Did I say anything stupid?" Oh wait, I think I rewind it. Did I say something stupid here? But it's gaining some traction, and I hope it stays that way. Nuggets trying to talk me into doing video again. I don't know. I don't want to do it, but thank you so much for coming in. Have safe travels back and forth from Seattle. I don't think we're gonna I'm going to see you on Sunday. You're coming to Deauville. I heard you switched your flight.
No, I have not switched my flight. Smooth is telling everybody I have, but we'll see.
Hold on. Let's do it right now. Do it right now.
Man.
So you're not coming to Deauville.
I have a 10 a.m., bro, on Sunday. I'm an idiot for doing it, but I have a 10 a.m. on Sunday. So if I happen to miss my flight, potentially, then I'll be there.
Well, if I cross paths with you again, I hope I do.
For sure.
Thank you for coming, Curdy.
I'll
Thank
probably
you for
be at the next
co-hosting
podcast.
again.
We'll see what happens.
So if you want to see Kurt on another episode of Talking with Tonka, put it in the comment.
Or put it in the comments if you're done listening.
Yeah. So if you're done listening to Kurt, don't say edit. Actually, if you're done listening to Kurt co-hosting the podcast, make sure you put it something under the picture that's going to pop up next week as the promo for this episode 25 Talking with Tonka with 5DayForecast and co-host Curdy McGurdy. Thank you guys for tuning in as always. Episode 26 will come out next 2 weeks, I guess, because I'm recording this one early. Thank you all for listening. I very much appreciate it. Peace.
Peace.